I'm taking my, I'm trying to do daily walks. And one of the reasons I'm trying to do daily walks is, as you may or may not know, my name is Kevin, and I started a channel called Kevin Navigates, where I started a journey almost a year ago on June the 8th of where I adopted a carnivore diet, lost 60 pounds. So what I'm doing now is, now I feel really, really good. I'm trying to walk every single day. And along with making YouTube videos, consulting, and doing all the other various jobs that I do, I'm now doing these live walking videos. So today's topic, what we're talking about, is a meeting that I had earlier this week that really kind of changed everything for me. And what I mean by that is that I'm 55 and I really had not embraced AI. Really wasn't interested in it, had no interest in it. I try to keep technology as simple as possible. I'm not a big tech guy. I'm definitely not a social media guy at all. I'm not into Facebook or anything else, but the only thing that I ever use is YouTube. And the reason why I started using YouTube was because it was a great way to learn things. And it was a great way to just interests that I had. And then I started finding people that I really liked talking to. And anyways, I went to a couple different events, got to meet some people, talk to them, found out we had many common backgrounds and interests. And actually what was so crazy was that it was almost a year ago that I met a guy that ended up living about 20 miles from me. I met him at a conference 1,000 miles away from where we live, and we've maintained a friendship and talk and different things back and forth and share ideas and send things. So anyways, I guess what I'm saying is technology has never been my great thing. I've always used it, even when I was younger. When I was in college, I knew how to use computers. I'm not afraid of it, but for me to sit on a computer or to do tablets or do anything like that just wasn't a big interest of mine. Well, fast forward is I'm learning more I'm basically self-employed. I have people that do things for me, but for the most part, I'm a one-man show. And I'm in this group, and it's really about how to grow the channel. And we had a guest come on, and it's a small group, there's about 10 of us. And we had this expert come on, and his whole YouTube channel was about AI. And we got basically this whole time with this guy to talk about AI and what AI can do for you, how to use it. And it completely opened up and changed me completely how I even thought about AI and what AI is, what its capabilities are, what its limitations are. You know, I'm not going to kid you. I mean, I'm one of these guys where, you know, growing up with Arnold Schwarzenegger, watching the Terminator, thinking, yeah, AI is a terrible thing. And I just really didn't want to embrace it. This week, since Wednesday, I've become a little obsessed with it. And not only since Wednesday have I sat down, but I've learned how to train the different AI. So I use, up until, let me back up. Up until several months ago, I used AI zero. Never used it at all. I hope you like my bracelets. My daughters made them for me. So anyways, I used AI, just never did. I learned about it, having a background in investments, and as a trader, I knew what AI companies were. I knew computing. I knew I knew the basics of how it all worked and what people were developing, and said, hey, that's great for somebody, but not for me. Again, that has all changed since Wednesday this past week. And that's when I learned what I could start to do to train AI to be my team and be a team member. And not only be a team member, but it never sleeps. It doesn't take a sick day. It always answers the phone. It always answers my questions. If I don't like the answer it gives me, I can ask it in a different way to give me a different answer, or I can ask it to give me 10 different solutions. So I am completely flipped on what I'm using it for, how I'm designing AI. I never thought that I would even consider paying for it. But now I'm learning that I was in the dark ages. I wasn't embracing what this technology can do, what it can do for me. And so anyways, this is what my talk is today. So as I walk, I am 6.5 minutes in. As I walk my loop here through the woods and marsh, basically, I am going to talk about what I've learned this week with AI. And let's get started. So what I have learned is that the key to really working with AI, and again, I'm a newbie, so I am not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert. You want to talk about business, you want to talk about construction, or I'll hold my own with anybody on trading, on construction. That this, I am a blank slate. I am learning as I go, and but I'm very excited about it. So how to take AI, hello, how to take AI and basically educate it on who I am. And not only who I am, but what am I using it for? And how to give me the information and in what format, along with how I want the responses and to whom I'm responding to. For example, if I am doing yesterday, this classic, I work for a very large multinational company as a consultant. And when I would do reports, I basically use Word, Excel. I'd go out, do testing, and I would take and put that all together. And yesterday, what would normally have taken me, 6 or 8 hours, I probably did in 45 minutes. I was like, whoa, this is amazing. So this particular case of how I used AI was, I educated and told them that I am a consultant. I wanted to respond and create a report, and I kind of educated. And now one of the key things is telling AI or educating AI, who am I responding to? What is the answer that I want, and how do I want that written? You're like, well, what do you mean by that? So I told it I want it written in a manner, the responses to the questions that I was asking, on a 11th or 12th grade level. So, and then I told it that I wanted to be an informative with wit and a little bit of humor added into it. And you're like, okay, it sounds weird. But whenever I write something, that's as close to how I would write it. I'm going to write something that's pretty informative. I want a little bit of wit in it because it's my personality. I have a very dry sense of humor. And I'm usually going to put something in there that has a little bit of, not necessarily humor, but it's going to be lighthearted. And that's how I wanted AI to respond and help me build this report. So I first told it that's the manner in which how I wanted it. And then what I did was I started explaining to AI what exactly that I was working on. So in this particular instance, it's product development, and I explained the product, I explained the process, I gave it some examples of what the product is, what its applications were, how we tested it, what day we tested it on, what geographic area we tested on, and then, boy, the flies out here are, I guess they're not really flies. They're pretty bad. So, hopefully we get through the woods here. Hey, how's it going? Good. There you go. There, got you live. So basically what I did was I told it where I was located, where we were testing, the conditions. It pulled up the date, pulled up the weather for the area, because I told AI that that's what I wanted. And told them about the issues that we'd had in the past and how the product performed. Anyways, it wrote me a report, and I looked at the report and I said, okay, we need to make these following changes. And after, I would say, 3 or 4 revisions, and every time that I would make a revision, I would ask it to save it to memory. So it remembered the project, and I named different aspects of it. So I can go back, so the next time I do this report, I can pull up and add the changes and do a comparison on what the changes were and what happened with that. So for me to do that, I'd have to go back through everything that I had, my data, my report, and everything else to do that. It blew my mind. The tone, I had to do some adjustments on the tone of how I wanted to, because I'm working with engineers, I'm working with salespeople, I'm working with guys in the field. The multi-language, so this one project that I'm working on, we're dealing with 4 different countries. So there's 4 different nationalities, 4 different basically languages that we're dealing with. So to have AI write the report in basically Chinese, have it do it in English, of course, have it do it in French, and to do it in Spanish was amazing. So that was something that when I actually finished the report, I actually took photos and videos and everything that I had before, incorporated into the product that I was making, put it into the report, and then it put it into a Word document for me, and I asked it to put in several different formats, which it automatically did. The only thing it couldn't do for me was, but it prepared it, because I asked it, actually I gave it email addresses and actually asked it to email it out, but it said it couldn't do that for me, which that could be just me not knowing how to do it. But it prepared the cover letter, the introduction in the email. It totally changed everything that I had ever thought that I could do with it in one afternoon. I had used AI before to help me with doing research, and I would use different AIs. So I would use ChatGPT, I would use Claude, I would use Grok, I would use Mind. I can't think of it. Mind Power or something, for doing research, basically fun things on keywords and SEO and YouTube topics and things like that. And I would ask it to do different things. I just did a video this past week where I used it, and I had done a video on the closure of the Department of Education, and I wanted to do a follow-up on it. So I went in and asked AI to give me an update from the past 90 days, everything that's happened with the Department of Education's closing. And I was amazed at what it found. Now, what I found is that not AI is not just a blanket thing. It's what I'm learning is that there are all different applications. Now, I haven't used Gemini. There's a lot of them I haven't used. But I'm learning that the different AI models can do different things. I'm learning that Claude, using that, is very good for writing. It writes in a manner that I think is much better than like a Chat GPT. Now, I just started a paid version, a cheap version. I think it's, I forget what it is, maybe $20 a month or something like that. Now, that will, I noticed there's a little bit of difference. Now, they have versions where it's several $100s a month. Now, what I'm learning is that those versions are even crazier. I think it's Chat. Ooh, look at it. Man, it's getting me. Chat GPT 4.5, I think it is, which has more capabilities than what the free version is. So there's all different levels, and then again, the different AI models do different things. So again, this is all a big learning curve for me. And I do not endorse or I don't necessarily have a favorite or think that one's better than another. Again, I'm just learning. The biggest thing that I'm taking away is the fact that it is such, and I might sound ridiculous, I understand that, but what I'm really learning is that it is such a tool, and use it as a tool. Now, I've always been a believer in this. I've always believed that you're either, it's going to be devastating, the net effect is negative, but I'm also learning that that could be true for some, but for others, it could be the opposite. It could be the difference between surviving and not surviving. And the thing that I've learned is that through time, you either adapt, you learn, or you get rolled over. You get set aside. And I'm not ready to be set aside. So I think adaptation and learning and using it to whatever advantage that I can use it is far better for my personal goals and outcome than not embracing it. And as I learned yesterday, it saved me a lot of time. So to follow up, when I finished this report, I sent it off. I had a follow-up meeting this morning with my client, and the first thing they said was, "Man, that was awesome at what you did yesterday." I said, "Yes, I've been working on it for a long time," which is partly true because it's several weeks worth of work. But just the format change, the receptiveness that I got from them on what they received, I could tell. I could just tell that it was appreciated. And the revisions that I made, where before would have taken forever, took minutes, not hours. So anyways, I hope that this all kind of makes sense. And we have some more walkers here. Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. So anyways, I kind of hope that all makes sense to what I'm advocating for, I would suppose. So a couple other things this week besides the whole AI revolution in my mind is the fact that I've learned that even with this type of format, I was surprised. I did a video earlier this week where I was just walking and talking like this, being a regular person. And I think that I've been watching a lot of YouTube channels, guys that I know, and I've been trying to do a little emulation of like, wanting to be professional, wanting to be, really informative. And kind of what I'm learning is that appeals to some, but so does this. Being real, being just unscripted, out talking, and I think that's my personality. I have two different sides to myself. One is a very serious, no nonsense, to the point, want to learn everything, and I also have a sense of me that I'm very playful, and I like to make fun and just, as things come, roll with it. And I think that appeals to a lot of people as well. So I'm trying to really not only self-serve myself, but looking for something that's has self-satisfaction, something that, I can go back and say, hey, I did that, or I learned from that. And I tell you what, the coolest thing about doing this channel is the stuff that I've learned. Now, I'm not here to make a bunch of money or anything like that. Actually, I'm gonna walk up here, kind of show you where I'm at. And see, this is part of this improv type thing with just taking a walk. So to give you an idea where I'm at right now, here is, okay, I'm gonna pan this out as soon as I get to the edge here. So this is kind of really super cool. So here is man, this is an area that I used to kiteboard a lot, and I don't know if anybody knows what kiteboarding is, but makes me kind of wish the wind was blowing so I could be out there kiteboarding. But anyways, getting back to kind of what I was saying about the whole improv and learning, was I learned that this format appeals to many people, and I got more subscribers. Now, I don't have a ton of subscribers, but I got more subscribers this week from doing this type of video than doing the other type of video. And I'm like, you know what? I enjoy this. I enjoy getting out. I love nature. I love being outside. I want to walk anyways, to exercise. So why not? Why not make more videos like this? And then along the way, kind of reflect on what I've learned, what I'm learning, what I'm up to, what I'm doing. And really, I think it's just a win-win. And I hope you feel the same way. So those are two things. AI this week, definitely that was the biggest waha moment. And the second one has been just a format change. And then the third thing is that I'm super pumped and excited because I think I got a project coming up that I'm really going to look forward to on the construction side. And I think I'm going to document the whole entire thing on the channel, which I think would be really cool for everybody to see and go through all the processes and steps and everything when building something. So that I'm still doing my trading, being shouldn't say retired, but former investment advisor. I still have that hat. So I'm always interested in the market. I'm always interested in what's happening. I follow geopolitics basically because of two things. I follow it because I I look for opportunities to make money off of in the market. I would like to help people learn how to invest and or trade to make money. I also follow politics or geopolitics because of education. What's happening, what we're doing, because again, it's self-serving. I have kids and it's important, and my wife's in education, so it's important to me. So that was the follow-up video that I did on education and what's happening with that, which is wild and earth-shattering to think about how charter schools and school choice and all that is really it's really coming. I mean, I think it's exciting. My family has been in education for a very, very long time. Not only the logistics side of transportation, but my grandmother was one of 24 children, 12 of which were teachers. So a lot of education on that side of the family, of being educators. And again, being married to an educator, I'm always interested in what's happening in that world. So anyways, that kind of sums up everything that I'm doing here and this weekly wrap up. I think I'm going to try to do two or three of these walking videos, unedited, just pure, about things that I'm learning and things I'd like to share with you. So anyways, I'll catch you on that next one.